Welcome to the Couch Scouts podcast. We provide league-winning analysis, advice, and tools to help you dominate your league and build a dynasty. Scout, draft, win. Here's your host, Matt Cooper.
Welcome to the Couch Scouts podcast. I am your host, Matt Cooper. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Matt Rupert.
How you doing, my man?
And Matt Jackson.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, just Rupert on the IR here with pulled his back, and I guess you are too. You got knee problems. We're all just getting old over here, but
old men over here, man. What are you going to do?
We were on the injury report all week with it doubtful, but we came through for a team.
There we go. Appreciate you playing through it here for us, Rupert.
I just had to convert to a standing desk here since I can't sit down at the moment.
Oh, is that really what you're doing?
Yeah, it looked like you were standing.
I was like, why is he like shuffling back and forth here? But got that swagger tonight. Okay, so you got to bring the swagger because we are coming in with some hot takes this episode. Not as many of us sharing our own hot takes as much as we're going to be reacting to some hot takes submitted by the Couch Scouts Discord. So Jackson posted in there the other day. If you're not in the Discord, by the way, what are you doing? It's completely free. Join the community. Great place to make friends, get quick fantasy advice, be part of the community, and hey, you might find yourself featured on the podcast. So these were hot takes submitted by the Discord. And the link, by the way, will be in the show notes for the Discord if you want to join. We're going to be rating these hot takes kind of on a scale from 1 to 5, but we're gonna bring a little bit of flavor in, so to speak. We're going to be rating these like we would rate wing flavors. So if a take is a 1, it's sweet wings. If it's a 2, mild wings. If it's a 3, hot wings. If it's a 4, very hot wings. And 5 is atomic wings. So we are going to be rating these takes on a scale of 1 to 5 with a fun little twist. And we're going to start with one that was submitted by our guy BG33. He's a website member. So shout out BG. His hot take is that Caleb Williams will be a top 2 quarterback this year. I'll throw it to you first, Jackson. How spicy is that take?
I think it's right there in the middle. I think I would probably give it a 3. So on the scale of our hot wings, it would be a hot wing for me. I think 1 is just about locked and loaded. Josh Allen is pretty up there most years as QB1. So you're really battling. Is he going to be QB2 or lower? And for me, there's a lot of guys that I think are still fighting for that position. Like if Jaden Daniels comes back from the injury and looks good, he's in there. You got Lamar Jackson. You got, depending on offenses and how well it's humming, your Justin Herbert and whatnot are playing up there as well. I think Caleb Williams has all the talent in the world to compete for that spot. But also, I think that realistically, he's probably going to be around in the QB 5 to 7 range. I don't really see him being a top 2 QB as much as I liked him last year in the film when he came out.
So I went with 2 for a mild wing, which could be a little spicy. I just think it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to be up there. He was top 5 last year. He, it's year 2 in Ben Johnson's system. Normally, after a full season and then you get another full off season, you really see that jump. So I think he has all the talent in the world. We talked about that coming out. He has tons of weapons, even though he lost DJ Moore. I mean, I think Colson Loveland's going to be an amazing red zone weapon for him that can get him above that 30 passing touchdowns this year. So I think it's definitely something that's in the realm of possibility.
All right. So Rupert, I love you, brother. You're playing hurt here, but to say this is a mild take, top two, man. Like, all right, I went with three, but I was more towards four on the very hot wings here because I mean, honestly, I was thinking four or five until I did realize he was a top five quarterback last year, to your point, Rupert. But to Jackson's point, like Lamar and Daniels were both hurt. Burrow was hurt all year. Mahomes missed 3 games. So it's five overall. I don't know what he was on a per game basis. I don't have that in front of me. Herbert was outscoring him early in the year before his whole O line got hurt. So is this possible? Yeah, I guess. Like I want to give Caleb credit that the improvement that he made from year one to year two is impressive. And if he continues on that trajectory again with Ben Johnson, with all the weapons, it could happen. But there are so many quarterbacks that I would think have a better chance at being top two than him. In fact, even if he continues to improve as an NFL quarterback from year two to year three, I could see him dropping lower than QB5 just based on some of those other guys actually being healthy for a whole season. So, yeah, for me that's a pretty spicy take, but I will stick with three. It's hot wings for me, but bordering on very hot. All right, we're on to our next take here, and this was submitted by the Dollarist, and that is that Devin Achane is not a top 12 running back this season. Jackson, what say you?
My gut wants to say 5, honestly. Like I'll maybe be nice and say 4. I don't know. No, I think I'm going to say 5. I think I'm going to say 5. This feels
Atomic. We've got our first atomic.
This does feel atomic to me. I mean, you're looking at RB finishes last year. Devon Achane was RB5 last year in the finish. And you're telling me he's going to drop all the way down to 13 or worse. I mean, some of those guys hanging around that range, Ashton Genty was 11, Javonte Williams 12, Josh Jacobs was 13, and we know what a knucklehead he is now. Like, he's not going to be up there. Like, I personally have a very hard time thinking that he's going to be around the ranges of, like, I don't know, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell. Like, that feels really atomic to me. I know this offense might not be great, but I mean, they don't really have much of a passing attack. They're going to have to run the ball. He's going to catch passes out of the backfield. Like, especially in PPR leagues, I don't know how he doesn't finish as an RB12 personally.
Rupert?
Yeah, I actually went with a 3 here, and I also wanted to go atomic at first, but then I remembered that Miami doesn't want to win games this year, it seems, with the team they kind of put out there. Like you said, Jackson, they don't really have much in the passing game out wide. So guess what? He's going to be facing like 8 guys in the box all year long. And McDaniels was really good about scheming up the running backs to be able to get them open lanes, using the passing game to open up the run game. So I could see a world where this does happen this year, despite my love for Achane. And I really hope it doesn't happen. But with the way that it seems like this offseason's gone, I think it's more in the realm of possibility than I ever would have thought.
I'm going to split the middle here, but if I had to lean in a direction, I would lean Jackson's direction. But I'm going to go with a 4. This is very hot wings here. And the only reason that I'm not going atomic is the little bit of uncertainty with McDaniel gone and a quarterback who's more likely to run than check down. You know, Tua was kind of the check down king, but Malik Willis might take off running. So if those reception numbers go down just a little bit, the offense is less efficient, there's less touchdown opportunity. You know, there's that little bit of uncertainty in my mind, but he's so talented. And I think he is still going to catch a ton of passes. And yeah, for me, I think most likely the only way that he doesn't finish in the top 12 is if he's hurt. If he plays a fully healthy season and this happens, I would be really surprised. So I'm going to go very hot, leaning on atomic here for the Devin Achane take from the Dollarist. But appreciate the dollarist submitting this take. And he submitted another one. He said Josh Downs is a top 24 wide receiver. And for me, that is sweet wings. That's a one. This is happening. Pittman's gone. Adonai Mitchell's gone. Like I know Warren is a thing and Alec Pierce is a thing. So it's not like he's the only weapon in the offense. But if Daniel Jones is healthy and that offense is competent, you're seeing Downs in a more full-time role where he's not coming off and only playing in 3 wide receiver sets. And I just think he's a really, really good football player. So if you put him in a full-time role, I think he's a top 24 wide receiver. So this is sweet wings for me. What say you guys? Rupert?
I went with mild here, added 2. Like you said, I mean, the departures of Pittman and Adonai Mitchell can't be overstated here. Him being on the field more often, we love his ability to get open. My only reason I didn't go 1 is just not knowing when Daniel Jones is going to be back, and if he's back, is he at full strength? The Achilles can take a while. It was a decent bit into the season, so I could see him either not starting the year, or if he does, being a bit more limited than he normally is.
Yeah, this is a virgin hot wing for me. No spice at all. One. I think if the take was Josh Downs is a wide receiver 1, top 12 wide receiver, we might be having a talk on spice level. But I agree with you, Cooper. I think this is all but happening with the departures that they've seen in free agency. When Daniel Jones was leading this offense, as somebody that was riding the Daniel Jones high in the league and was undefeated for about 11 weeks, like when Daniel Jones was running that offense, the offense was humming. So I think with the departures they had in free agency, like it's all but guaranteed that Josh Downs is going to be a top 24 wide receiver in my mind.
Yeah, and we're, all of these takes, I'm saying like pending good health, right? Like you can't predict injuries, so we're just going off of if everybody's on the field for the whole season, how likely is it to happen? Side note for you guys, what type of wing would you prefer to eat if you were given the choice? Jackson?
I'm a Jamaican jerk wings
Jamaican
guy
jerk.
all day, every day. By
Okay.
my favorite wings.
So where would that
favorite
fit
kind
on
of
the
chicken.
So where would that fit on the spicy scale here?
Ooh, probably between 3 and 4. Sometimes they can be
Okay.
really spicy depending on how much habaneros are in there.
So if we give a 3.5, that's Jamaican jerk. We just created a whole new point system.
I love it. I
right.
change the score here so I can flip it.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a baby. Like I want no spice at all. Like I want honey barbecue. Like and even then, like sometimes I'll eat a honey barbecue wing, and like my wife will look at me and like I'm sweating. Like I'm a big baby.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Give me a good sweet barbecue wing, and I'm happy. So, the Josh Downs special, we'll call it. All right, I'm going to take a quick break before we continue on with the rest of our hot takes here, and just shout out the great resources we have available at CouchScouts.com. If you haven't joined the Couch Scouts family yet, you really should. If you still have rookie drafts that haven't happened, we've got the ultimate cheat sheet for dominating those things. 70 plus prospects, in-depth scouting reports, rankings, numerical film grades, the works for you guys. We are doing a lot of one-on-one consultations with our members right now. Last week on last week's episode, we did a little sneak preview of what those look like. So if you haven't listened to that, you should check that out. But our members love the one-on-one consultations. We've got bonus podcasts every single week. We've got so many good things. So we're getting ready to get cranking on some Devy film room. So we'll be putting out film on hopefully some prospects like Malachi Toney and Kawan Lacey and guys that you might be considering taking in your Devy drafts. We're going to have all 22 film on those guys. So definitely get in CouchScouts.com. It's worth it. You divide it out over the course of the year. It's $5 a month. We try to pack as much value as we can in that thing. So check it out. With all that being said, we're going to get back into the show. And here's the next hot take. And this was submitted by Mr. J Bob in the Discord. Casey Concepcion is the highest scoring rookie wide receiver this season. Rupert, where are you at on this?
I'm going with a 2 here, with some mild wings. Outside of Cardinal Tate, like to me, he has the clearest path to getting a lot of targets. Um, so I think as well, like there's at least some good guys behind him, where the defense can't focus on him. He has Fan in there, um, so I could totally see where he just gets funneled 120 plus targets this year. And
Ooh, that's a lot of targets.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be a target hog. We talked about it a lot. Now, does he catch all those, or are they catchable targets? That could be debatable. But I can totally see this. To me, it's going to be him or Tate or Love.
Yeah, for me, I would grade it a 3. So on our wing spicy level, I would put it at a hot wing. I agree with you, Rupert. Like he's going to get funneled a lot of targets. I'm not sure that I'm at 120 right now. That would be really nice, right? Looking at it though, like I think it's well within the realm of possibility that Carnell Tate gets funneled as many targets, if not more, than Casey Concepcion does. Jordan Tyson is going to get funneled that many targets probably as well. There's a guy that we're not even talking about, and Chris Bell, who might get funneled a crap ton of targets as well. So, I mean, looking at that scenario, I mean, what really scares me off about this take is the quarterback. Like, who's throwing Casey Concepcion the ball? And I think that's where the spiciness of this take comes in, because we just don't know who that quarterback's going to be. Is it going to be Deshaun Watson? Is it going to be Shador Sanders? We don't know. And for that raises the spiciness up for me a little bit. So I put it at 3.
Fun fact, the last time a rookie wide receiver received at least 120 targets was last year, Ted Rowe McMillan. And prior to that, it was the year before with Malik Neighbors. So it has happened. Recently, I wouldn't say regularity, because it's still only 1 per year, and those are like elite prospects. So Jackson, if you're saying like Tyson and Concepcion, you're probably saying that none of those guys are getting 120 targets, rather than saying
that's more what I'm saying. That's more than what I'm saying than all of them. Correct.
Being
Yes.
charitable here, but yeah, I mean, that would be a lot of targets. And I think Fannin is still going to command a significant number of targets in that offense. The buzz out of camp has been that Denzel Boston has looked better. Not that I'm fully buying that. I mean, we're not going to throw our evaluation out the window because of some camp buzz. Like, we like Concepcion more than we like Boston, substantially more. But Boston is a good player. And as much as we don't believe in Jerry Jeudy, I still think Jerry Jeudy will be on the field enough to be annoying. Like, even if he's the third wide receiver in 3 wide receiver sets, he's going to earn some targets. And it's just not going to be a good offense, most likely. So I have as much as y'all know, I love Concepcion as much as anybody. There are a lot of reasons why this might not happen. If you were to tell me that the take was like he's the second highest scoring rookie wide receiver, I would be a lot more open to it, because I'm just super bullish on Tate as the alpha in what I think will be a better Titans offense than what you're going to see in Cleveland. And I just think Tate is a much better player, with less target competition. So it's hard for me to see, like, barring injury, Concepcion outscoring Tate. And I do still have Tyson and Lemon ranked higher than him as well. So could it happen? I can see a world, but is it likely to happen? I'm going to go with a 2.5 here. It's not quite mild, but it's not quite hot either. So we're going to go with medium wings. What are we calling that? Like what's a good medium wing?
Asian Zing. Is that too hot?
Asian Zing.
I like it.
Is that politically correct? I don't know.
That's what they call it. That's what they call it.
I was thinking more like
I don't
buffalo.
know what to tell you.
I was thinking more like buffalo wings. We'll go with buffalo wings. But Yeah, I'm going with a 2.5 there for Concepcion as the highest scoring rookie wide receiver. All right, here's our next take. RJ Harvey has the best season out of all the Broncos running backs, despite new running back competition coming in Jonah Coleman. This came from our guy Nico in the Discord. Jackson, I'll throw it to you first this time. Where are you at on this?
I'm about a 3.5. I want to say 4, but I'm going to knock it down to about a 3.5.
The Jamaican jerk.
The Jamaican jerk. I don't know. Is RJ Harvey the best PPR back in the Broncos backfield? I would say yeah, probably. I have a hard time believing that he's going to get the playing time to have the best season on that roster. Like J.K. Dobbins is back. They drafted a guy that we liked honestly a whole lot better than J.K. Dobbins than our guy R.J. Harvey anyway. So there's 3 backs on that roster to fight for this, and honestly, like in my mind, RJ Harvey might be the worst out of all of them. Like J.K. Dobbins is going to steal touches. He's going to get his playing time. I think Jonah Coleman is substantially better than RJ Harvey. This is pretty hot for me. I want to say 4, but I'm going to say 3.5.
Rupert?
I went with Jamaican jerk as well. Like you said, Dobbins is coming back. He's under contract for another year. Jonah Coleman's there, who also catches passes really well. I mean, I could see a world where it does happen because he is the more dynamic out of the 3. But to me, it just reeks of committee.
Yeah, I'm going to correct one thing that Jackson said. He said that we liked Jonah Coleman substantially more than we liked RJ Harvey. I was blanking on the name for a second. Had a little brain fart there. RJ Harvey, you might be surprised, was a 73.40 on our collective recliner rating. Actually, no, that's my personal recliner rating. Let's see. The master rating, collective between the 3 of us, 72.95. So smidge lower than that. Our collective rating on Jonah Coleman, 71.98. So we actually had Harvey about a point higher. It's just interesting because
maybe it just felt like we did. I don't know.
Well, last year's class was so much more loaded. And so even Harvey in like the 72, 73 range, might have been like our 8th running back or whatever, was a really loaded class. Versus this year, Coleman at a 71 point whatever is in contention for our RB2. So it feels like we like Coleman more, but I don't know if that's actually true.
I think it's a result of us being out on RJ Harvey at his cost.
Yeah.
And we've been very much in on Coleman at his cost, even though, I mean, they went within half a round of each other.
Cost is roughly the same now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Harvey, again, after he went 2nd round of the Broncos and that ADP shot up to 1st round, we were like, yeah, we're totally out at that price. Doesn't mean that we hated the player. We actually our grade on him was flex option. And that's kind of what he's looking like he will be, as a flex option in a committee, playing a change of pace, scat back with some PPR upside. Like that is exactly how we wrote him up in the rookie guide. It's just that people's expectations for him got so much higher than that when he landed with the Broncos in round 2 last year. So, yeah, like I think long term, and for me, my number's 3 on this. This is hot wings. And it is because he is the most dynamic and explosive running back in that backfield. There were certainly times last year where he had the ball in his hands in space, maybe gets it on a screen or something. He makes the guy miss, looks really electric. But running between the tackles, the game looked sped up for him. He looked a little bit lost. He was not efficient at all with his touches. You've got what most people perceived as a washed J.K. Dobbins running behind the same offensive line and running with so much more efficiency because he's less explosive, but he's running with good vision and patience, and he's making the better decisions. So the world where Harvey like clearly comes out and establishes himself and does the best out of this backfield is a world where the game has slowed down for him in year 2, and he's seeing the field a little bit better, and the coaches trust him a little bit more between the tackles. And he's also the most explosive running back on the roster with the most pass catching upside. So that's the path. The problem is, I think at the beginning of the season, you're probably looking at a 1A Dobbins, 1B Harvey. And then if Dobbins gets hurt, which he often is prone to, and this Discord post said specifically, assuming Dobbins stays healthy the whole season and Harvey is still the lead guy, if Dobbins gets hurt, Coleman comes in, I think, and takes Dobbins' role. I don't think there's a world where Harvey is just like this touch dominant back. I think he's going to have to be efficient with his touches. I think he's going to have to get a lot of receptions. So yeah, it's just a player that I don't have a lot of belief in to be a high end fantasy running back, but I think he'll be a usable flex option. And who knows how washed Dobbins could look after yet another injury. We'll see. I could certainly see a world where Dobbins' role diminishes from what it was when he was healthy last season. So it's a 3 for me. It's hot wings, but it's not impossible. All right, we got 2 more here. One from the Discord and one from our show writer here, Garrett. So this is another one from the Dollarist, and it is that DJ Moore finishes as a wide receiver 1, top 12 fantasy wide receiver, being paired with Josh Allen. Rupert, I'll start with you.
I'm going with Asian Singh here, 2.5. I mean, been DJ Moore fan forever. Loved his Maryland tape. Loved that he went to the Panthers. Trying to make sure that doesn't cloud my judgment here, but I mean, he's paired with the best quarterback he's ever had. I think he's clearly the best wide receiver there by quite a wide margin. And just 2 years ago, in 23, he finished as wide receiver 6. In 2024, he finished as wide receiver 16. So he's been right there up until last year. Granted, last year was quite rough. But I think him going back to working with Joe Brady, who worked with him in Carolina, who knows how to use them, and having a quarterback that's really good on the scramble drill, which DJ Moore's really good at. A guy that can hit him on those slants, get the ball to him quickly where he can work his yak. I can definitely see a path to where he's in the top 12.
Yeah, for me, I think this is a little spicier. I think I have it on the 3.5, and I forget what we called that wing, so you guys are gonna have to remind me.
The Jamaican jerk.
The Jamaican jerk wing. I'm gonna remember that the rest of the night. It's hilarious. I've got it about a 3.5. Looking at last year's fantasy scoring, I mean, obviously you got Puka, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, all in there. I see them all probably being wide receiver 1s this year. Malik Neighbors is coming off an injury. I think he'll be in there. If A.J. Brown gets traded and ends up in the right situation, I think he's in there. Nico, T. Higgins, Ted McMillan, I both expect to be up there as well. Devontae Smith is in a wide receiver 1 role now. Does he become a top 12 wide receiver? Justin Jefferson, can he get it figured out? He had an abysmal season last year. There's just a lot of guys in that top 12 that I don't know if I see, as much as I think DJ Moore has the opportunity. I don't know if I see him being a top 12 wide receiver. And do we really trust Buffalo Bills wide receivers? Like, I don't know. This feels pretty spicy to me. And I just, can it happen? Maybe, but I just don't see it happening.
You guys are so conservative. This is atomic. This is so spicy. I mean, come on, man. Like, Josh Allen, yes, he has crazy arm talent. He's a great runner. He's tough as nails. Like, great quarterback. The number 1 quarterback in fantasy because he scores a ton of points, and he's a great NFL quarterback. But his game hasn't really translated to high-end fantasy production for his pass catchers, aside from Steph Diggs, who, all-pro talent, borderline Hall of Fame level talent. there's a lot of really good NFL wide receivers. You just named a bunch of them, Jackson. Finishing top 12 is a tough ask, like a really tough ask. Even if DJ Moore plays well, like yeah, can he have like a resurgence back to like relevance and be a wide receiver 2 in the top 24? Yeah, I think for sure that's like I would almost expect that. But wide receiver 1, when there's that many elite NFL wide receivers, all those like really great names that he would have to pass. Yeah, honestly, and DJ Moore looked so bad for most of last year. Like it's hard for me to even get that image out of my mind of him just like not giving effort on that route with the game on the line in the playoffs and just looking like he didn't care. So like I I'm not sure he's old enough to be washed. He is 29. Some guys hit that age cliff sooner than others. Maybe he was just checked out. Like we saw that a couple times in Amari Cooper's career where he was checked out in a certain spot and then a new location, new fresh start kind of was good for him mentally. Certainly not much target competition. So like I see where y'all are going with all that, but top 12 is a huge ask. So there's been one time in his whole career that he was top 12. That looks like the outlier. He's never been a high touchdown producer. So yeah, this is atomic for me. 5 out of 5.
Both y'all said that he hasn't really, or Josh Allen hasn't really produced high-end wide receiver production, but name wide receivers he's had beyond Diggs, like Gabe Davis.
It's
like
the
all these
GM's
guys,
fault.
like
It's the
all these
GM's
guys.
fault.
It is. It 100% is. I mean, DJ Moore's easily the second best wide receiver Josh Allen's ever had. So
That's fair.
I'm expecting really good production from him this year. Yeah. Top 12 is a tough ask, but I can totally see it happening.
If you told me it was top 15, I could come down to the 3.5 where Jackson was at. But top 12, I don't know, man. Like there would have to be a bunch of guys hurt. Like even you mentioned Justin Jefferson Jackson, like that was with by far the worst quarterback play he's ever experienced. Kyler's not like the most amazing ever, but bringing in Kyler, it's hard for me not to picture Justin Jefferson getting like he's just so good. If he even has somewhat competent quarterback play, it's hard for me to picture him not getting back to like that top 5 type of level.
There's just a lot of guys that didn't finish as wide receiver 1s last year that are probably going to do it this year.
Yeah. So, all right, our last one here is the show writer special. Garrett Ball, if you don't know, he does our show notes and provides a lot of data for us and just does a lot of research to make our jobs easier as we prepare for the podcast. So shout out Garrett. We really appreciate everything that you do for us. But his take is that Chig Okonkwo ends 2026 as a top 10 tight end. He has never finished higher than tight end 21. But the last time the Commanders had a functional tight end, Zach Ertz in 2024 was the tight end 7 and tight end 8 in weeks 1 through 13 of 2025 before he was hurt. Chig Okonkwo led the Titans in receptions and receiving yards in 2025 and was 6th in yards after catch per reception among 39 tight ends with 40 plus targets. Also a candidate for positive touchdown regression. So that is Garrett's defense of his position. And I'm going to say you didn't need to do all that, Garrett, because this is a 2 for me at best, but I'm leaning towards some honey barbecue here. I would almost be more surprised if this didn't happen. I get, okay, he's never been, better than tight end 21. The Titans have also never been a competent offense. But yeah, I mean, the Commanders, Jaden Daniels loves to target the tight end. That offense loves to target the tight end. I do think Chig Okonkwo is a talented player. Here's the guys I'd be fairly confident would outscore him if healthy. Bowers, McBride, Warren, Loveland, Laporta, Ferguson, and I'll throw Pitts in there. So that's 7 guys. And of course, there's others who might outscore him if healthy. Gadsden, Isaiah Likely. There's a few other guys you could throw in there.
Harold Fannin.
Harold Fannin. Yeah, sorry, I missed that name. Harold Fannin would make the top 7, which makes it 8. So 8 guys, I feel confident. But what's the chances that all 8 of those guys are healthy? You could throw George Kittle in there, but like he's 30 plus coming off an Achilles tear. Who knows what he's going to look like? So like, yeah, could you come up with 10 guys who, if they're all healthy, have a maybe clearer path to being top 10 than Chig? Yes. But it's so fluky anyway. Like if Chig gets one more touchdown than those guys, he passes some of them because that's just how the tight end position happens anyway. And it's just guys get hurt. So yeah, I think this feels like very, very reasonable and realistic to me. What do you guys think?
Totally agree. I would go 1.5. Have we named a wing for that one yet?
No. Is
maybe garlic parm?
There you go. That feels like mild to me. I don't know. Is mild buffalo? I don't know. I don't know my wings that well because I just stick with my.
I feel like garlic parm might be not as spicy.
0.5.
Not as spicy as a honey barbecue. I don't know. I don't know how this works anymore.
We've broken the system, guys.
Yeah, like you said, Coop. I like his chances going to the Commanders, taking over the Zach Ertz role. R.I.P. Ben Sinnott, I guess. Was really hoping some of those shares would work out, but it seems like the Commanders don't believe in him. Yeah, I really like his talent. His yards after catch is great, which we see a lot of the top tight ends are really good with yak, like Kittle, Tucker Kraft, etc. So I really like his opportunity to get with a better quarterback and better offense, and let's see him use that athleticism this year.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I have it as a 1. I'm gonna read off tight end finishes last year: 8, 9, and 10. So tight end 8, Juwan Johnson. It's fair. Tight end 9, Hunter Henry. Tight end 10, Dalton Schultz. I'm with you, Cooper. The tight end position is pretty top heavy, but then it gets really murky at the end of the tight end 1 conversation. I mean, you're looking at guys like you mentioned him, George Kittle. Yep. George Kittle finished as tight end 13 last year, and how many weeks did he spend on the IR? Like, I think this is a reasonable take.
Yep, fall in the end zone a few times, Chig, and you'll be there. Get spicier, Garrett. Come on, man, get spicier. You should have. It's a hot take show. You should have said he's going to be a top 5 tight end. Then we could have really had a discussion here. No, I'm just kidding. We love you, Garrett. All right. That's going to do it for the show this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the hot takes, and we appreciate our Discord community for engaging with all that. Again, if you haven't already joined the Discord, check the link in our show notes. Come kick it with us in there. It's a really, really fun community. So come join us. Pray for these 2 guys for their back and their knee, and y'all have a blessed week.